10 inches wide, which is gorgeous. They have to prime all the flooring in the entire house, and nobody can be on the floor for 24 hours. So I had to empty out those offices. I've been working like a dog, but you know what I found out, Benny? I am much stronger and more agile than I realized. I'm like, oh, as I'm weeding through the garage and piling more stuff in there. Yeah. So
it's the best feeling, right?
It is.
It is 100%.
Yes. I'm like, ooh, I was up till 2 a.m. moving stuff.
2 a.m?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they come at 6:30 or 7 or something. So you can't just,
So they tune into the show?
No, they didn't know I had a show. When I was explaining my problem to them, they go, oh, you have because they've worked on my house before, but you don't always get to share.
Or they're like, we know who you could call yourself for some help, right?
Right, yeah. So I'll be in a hotel for a couple of days, and Charles and I will be having a good time in a hotel for a couple of days.
So he's gonna get. Oh, he'll be with you for doggy daycare and stuff like that, right?
He doesn't go to doggy daycare
you don't
anymore.
do that?
Yeah, because since I work from home, he only went a couple times a week just for socialization anyway. But yeah, so anyway, it's fun to be in the studio.
Totally.
It's really nice to be here. I love it. Yeah, it's great. So we're taking people's calls. And, one of the things that we've been talking about a lot, but I'm talking about it in 2 classes that I'm teaching. I'm teaching a class on mediumship right now, and I'm teaching a class on vibration and manifesting. And we're on the topic of self-love. I know if you're bored to death of me mentioning this topic, I'm sorry. And I can relate to you. I was annoyed as my guides kept saying for years, this is it. This is the ticket, to your yellow brick road. I'm like, really? I mean, like, how much more could I try to love myself? Because it's really hard. It's not an easy feat. It takes a lot of release of resistance because we've been so programmed to not think a lot about ourselves in positive ways. We've been, trained that we have to be humble and that we need to be really self-critical. And breaking those patterns is a little bit of work. It's like the construction going on at my house. That's what it feels like inside. You have to break down walls and belief systems to get to a really deep, loving, precious place with yourself. But it's worth all the effort. Just like the new hardwood floors will look gorgeous when they're done.
Facelift.
Yeah, getting a facelift in the house.
Like a body facelift too for yourself if you need to do that.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
I have noticed in the last couple of shows we've been doing, our callers have called in not really fully understanding how they have to start with themselves first.
Oh,
and they put off themselves and they're like, well, it's not working for me. It's like, well, have you done anything to yourself? And they say no. And that's why. So this is what we're explaining here, people.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. If things aren't working out the way you want them to, the work is really about your relationship with you. And it doesn't matter what the topic is. It could be money. It could be health. It could be love, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all about, getting back to that grassroots, deeply delicious, just like anybody else you love, anyone else you love, like you like the way Benny loves his boys. You have 2 twin boys. How old are they now?
They turned 12 in January.
Shocking.
I know, 6th grade already.
Oh my gosh.
Almost done, actually. School's wrapping up here in about a month and a half.
That's right. My neighborhood's going to be really loud in a few months. I'm excited. I like it.
Charles is going to love it.
He loves it. He gets upset because I'll be walking him around and the kids are playing and he wants to play with them.
Of course.
But he can't, I mean, they don't want him jumping on their stuff, Well, but yeah.
They really wouldn't mind that much. They just love puppies.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's exciting. So yeah, anything you love, that is your kind of your baseline about what it's supposed to feel like in terms of your relationship with yourself. It has to be that delicious, that amazing. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Okay.
Let's get started with these phone calls. 877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. And we'll stay local first. We'll go to Renton, Washington, and we have Lola joining us. Hi, Lola. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Hi, Lola. What can I do for you?
So I am currently in the midst of my college decisions.
Ooh.
And right now I'm choosing between 3 schools and I am struggling so much with my decision.
You mean you're analyzing and processing and you're not using your intuition. So let's change the language, because once we start to change the language, our body starts to go, oh, that's what I'm doing. And it starts to change. So you're struggling because you're using your mind. And intuition is 100 times more accurate than the logical mind. So your job is to get out of your head and feel the answer, but I will help you, of course. So,
Mm.
so does that make sense what I just said?
Yes.
Okay. My oldest wanted to go to Washington State. I didn't want her to go to Washington State because it's a drinking school, right? Or it was back in the day.
It sort of has kind of a
Yeah,
name
has
attached
kind of a
to
name.
that, but not all
I
part of the
know.
school is like that.
Well, and I
Cuckoos.
should have yeah, he because you went there,
I
right?
finished there. Yeah. I finished there.
So I should have known, but I didn't know that my daughter's not a big drinker. She's like me, one glass of champagne once a month. That's like it, and she doesn't even finish the glass. So if I'd known that then, I would have just gone fine. But she wouldn't even apply to any other university. So I was kind of pissed. And then it's parents' weekend to come up there and look, where you get to tour the school before they accept. I drove onto that campus and loved the energy so much. I went, okay, honey, I know why you want to go here. And well, this is the only school you applied to. So you have to go to college, you're going here. But that was an intuitive thing. So I was logically thinking about drinking and all of that. That was my logical mind. But my intuition was when I stepped on the campus and went, it's magical there. So what schools are you choosing from?
Right now, my choices are the University of Washington, the University of Southern California, and Swarthmore College.
Those are all really good schools,
Great
actually.
schools.
Like, congratulations, you smarty pants, you.
Fantastic schools. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you like? Have you visited all 3 campuses?
Yes, I have.
Okay, which one do you like the best? From a feeling. Don't think about it. From a feeling.
Oh gosh. I think. Well, not think. I really enjoyed Swarthmore College's campus for the nature aspect. And it was a little bit like a home away from home with so many trees over in Pennsylvania.
I would agree. I mean, that's the one that I liked the most out of the 3. But they all have beautiful energy. Like, you might miss your family. And University of Washington's an excellent university. Your parents won't have to pay for out-of-state tuition unless you got a full ride, which is also a plus. Okay, so go ahead, tell me the rest.
But I also, although I'm not the biggest city person, I recognize the many possibilities that come with being in downtown Los Angeles. So that's why USC would kind of fit that vibe.
I know that one makes you kind of like, I can feel your energy getting really excited about it, but you're a Northwest kid. I think you're going to be annoyed after a while. And if you really want a city university college, then you can just go to University of Washington. It is in the heart of our city. It's kind of wacky that it is. But notice how you don't really want to go to that one. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be that close to home.
Yeah, there's I guess it's hard knowing that I got into these other schools. And if I would choose that one, it feels like I'm kind of stifling myself.
I think you should choose the last one, the one in Pennsylvania. Yeah, that's what I do. That's the one, I'm partial to the U because one of my babies went there, of course, but I'm not going to tell you some of the crazy things that happened on that campus because it's in the middle of the city. I'm just not going to tell you because like her first
but
day.
You can call my school out.
Okay.
It's fine. No,
someone lit themselves on fire
her
very first day of school. She was walking in the Red Square. That's, I believe, what they still call it at the campus. It's huge, kind of meeting place right in between all the buildings. And someone poured gasoline on themselves and lit themselves on
There's
fire.
frustration.
So, when you're in a city, it's not so fun. I think you should go to, that last. But you know what? Here's the truth. These are all really great universities. You can't make a mistake. What if you started to approach it from that place? What if I can't make a mistake? And then you choose what you want.
Yeah, I've heard that and felt that, but it also made my decision more difficult because then I start going to the logistics side of what makes the most sense.
Yeah. Well, I've given you my expertise.
It all kind of works itself out.
It does.
I mean, I was nervous going my first year, and all of a sudden it was just like, oh, I'm 6 months into it. Yeah. And it was just like smooth as silk.
So the one So the one in California is not the one I would recommend. If you want to axe one of them out.
All 3 of us here are not feeling that.
I would axe that one. I think you would get tired of it quickly. But so between, the University of Washington and the one in Pennsylvania, that would be your two
Yeah.
choices. But you get to make this decision yourself, of course. But that's my intuitive hits. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I
Okay.
did really want to ask for a specific path of writing. Is there a certain school that would fit whatever path you would see seems best for me?
Well, maybe that's why I like the last school, because I think there's more creativity. I think there's a lot more probably leadership in that arena.
Hmm.
Mm. Mm. Okay, we have to go to our next
Yeah,
caller.
give it
Good
some thought.
luck.
Yeah.
Have fun at college.
Good job, Lola, and good luck. Yes, for sure. And give it some thought. I mean, you still
Give it some feeling.
thank you.
The feeling.
God, even I'm getting called out on it.
It's a
That's
hard
what
one.
I should have said. That's what
It's
I
a
should have
hard
said.
one.
I know
It's a
it
hard
is.
one.
See, and after my whole lead into this show and everything, came
It's a
and
hard one. Yeah.
listen to my own words. 877-825-8828. We'll take Julie now, calling in from the Tacoma area. Hi, Julie. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Sure.
Sure. What can we do for you?
Well, I'm working a lot on the self-love, so I love that you're kind
Yay.
of bringing that into the picture. A lot of I love myself, I love myself, I love
Yeah.
myself.
And
Yeah.
the feeling, the talk is great, but
Yeah.
you've got to get into the feeling. Like,
Yeah, and
my kids don't live with me anymore. I talk to them every single day, and they text me 800 times a day. And they
You
text.
have a good plan.
Yeah.
Unlimited.
This is true. This is true. But I spend most of my time with my dog. Honestly, he's like, and so I always think about, because I adore him so much, and so I'm always, am I loving myself as much as Charles? Am I having as much fun with me as I'm having with Charles? So that's what I want you to get into, that feeling aspect. Okay.
yeah, I love that. I love that. I'm calling about my work.
Sure.
I have a very thriving private practice that I've worked 20 years to build. And I've worked with
Congratulations.
Thanks. It's a chronically ill clients, patients, people who are
thank you.
experiencing chronic issues.
Thank you.
And it's not light work, but I do enjoy it. It can be a little, sometimes I
It's
feel the
time
weight
for
of
a
it
change.
on my shoulders.
It's time for a change. I'm so proud of you. And this is what happens when people choose their path. Because you can tell, like you've had great success, you're doing very well. People obviously are getting what they need from your service and more, which is fantastic. But as soon as you started to feel that, like, this isn't feeling as joyful or as fun, because I don't think you've been feeling yucky about it for a long time, which is amazing. I think if you still want to work with people, then you are talented at it. You need to move to a different population. You've heard every story under the sun. And so now,
story.
right? So now you're just going to feel like you're repeating yourself, right? And then you're bored. You're not having as much fun. So I think you need to work with people who don't have chronic issues or health issues. You need to work with people who aren't going to see you forever, right? They're going to work with you for 6 months or a year or less and get the ball and cross the finish line, because how to help anyone about any topic. So I think you need to think of maybe using the term coaching as a part of it.
Yeah, thought about that. Yeah.
Right. And a lot of people who choose coaches, because my daughters and I have worked with a person who's really helped all of us. And she's a therapist too. So that's great. She can help us with because it's really about your mental health all the way, right? That's really what it's about. And a lot of people who choose coaches, they actually are self-motivated people and have gotten a big part of their life figured out, but there's a few things they can't figure out, but they're determined and motivated. So it's going to be fun for you to work with them. And I think more of your insight will come through in a different way for you, a lot more of your intuition. I think you're going to have a blast. And then I think you should start teaching. I think you need new stuff. So let's get going.
Yeah, and multisensory stuff. I'm trained there. Do you see that for me as well?
Absolutely. You're very intuitive. But I think just when it comes to the chronic people, it's just the same thing all the time. And, you know what I mean?
Agreed. No, I totally agree. And that's kind of what I was thinking too. So I appreciate your insight. Yeah.
I'm so happy that I validated yours. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you. You too.
You're
Take care.
welcome.
Yeah, thanks very much for calling the show. 877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We'll take one more before our first break of the hour, and it's Christine calling in from the New York area. Hi, Christine.
Hi, Marie. Hi, Benny. How are you guys?
We're good. Thanks.
We're great. What can we do for you?
So I've been wanting to make this call for a really long time, but I've just been waiting for it to feel right.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a mediumship.
Okay. And it's kind of scary, isn't it? Like to call into a show. And I mean, well, I think you're very brave. Maybe it's not scary for you, but I wouldn't do it. I mean, isn't that funny? Like, I have no problem answering people's
It's like
questions,
asking a question in like
but
a
I wouldn't do it. I don't
a
think. Yeah, I don't think I would.
class or something. Everyone
Yeah.
else is doing the same thing.
It is scary, but I feel like it's worth it to push through that to get
Yeah.
some clarity. And
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
but yeah, I'm looking to connect with a particular person who passed away almost 4 years ago.
Is it a male?
It's a female.
Oh, do you have a male over there too?
I have some deceased grandfathers.
No, this person's younger. So do you have a friend that died in like high school or college, or a neighbor? Um, and the reason why I'm probably seeing this, maybe not family members, because sometimes some people are kind of nervous to come through. This happened to me yesterday when I was doing a mediumship reading. And so someone else comes through first. So did you have a friend, or someone like that, a younger male crossover?
No,
Or a cousin, neighbor?
no, nobody's coming to mind.
So something to ask your family about, because maybe you won't remember, or maybe you didn't know them that well. So someone's coming through first who knows your entire family, so maybe somebody who lived in a neighborhood when you were a teenager or something of that nature.
Hmm.
And you just don't think about it because you didn't hang out with that person, but you probably knew their family or something of that nature. Did the female have wave or curl in her hair?
Yes,
Okay, good.
although she straightened it when she was alive.
Well, I always see the real hair. Like, so if they colored it, I see the real color. But yeah, that must have been a lot of work because she's got a lot of body in her hair.
I'm not really sure about that. She must have covered that up pretty well if it's the right person.
Yeah, she's got a wave, it's not straight. It's not straight. So, was she lean?
In her younger years, but I knew her as somebody who always kind of, wanted to be thinner and struggled with her weight. And when she became terminally ill, she became skin and bone.
Yeah. I see people very close to the time of their death. So that's why I'm seeing her so lean. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She, first of all, and so I feel confident we're on the right person. So that's good. That's like my first part of the process. And I would say she's probably not the best communicator as well. For whatever reason, I think most likely she probably wasn't in tune to her own emotions, and she hasn't been gone that long. So it's just taking her a little while to communicate based on the way I receive information. But the first thing she wants to tell you is that she's really grateful for your constant thinking of her. She said you haven't stopped, even though she's been gone for, what you said, 4 years, that you constantly think of her, and she appreciates it. She says if she had to do it all over again, even if she was diagnosed with the same disease, she would not have gone through treatments.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
And she didn't think that when she was alive. Like, she was like, let's do it. Let's do all of it. Let's get it done. She was more of that kind of a cheerleader. But on the other side, and I've heard this from other people who've died of, different types of diseases, usually cancers. They say they would not go through the treatments again, that those were too hard. And that if you're going to die anyway, they'd much rather just have fun with their family. And I do remind them, though, even when cancer grows in your body, it doesn't feel good, so, I've seen people pass away who've had treatments and who haven't had treatments, and they die basically the same. It's still challenging. And she has a strong personality. Would you agree?
Yes, very much so. And she very much did not want to die. She really,
fought.
I think,
She
struggled
fought.
right up to the last minute. She felt like she was abandoning her 2 grown sons. This is my mother-in-law we're talking about.
Oh, I
So
didn't
I'm
know
married
that.
to one of her sons,
Oh.
and they, I didn't agree with her treatment methods, but it wasn't for me to
Yeah,
say.
of course.
And she really struggled with the treatment, and it was a really gruesome process to watch her go through over the course of a year and watch her waste away. And before she became sick, we didn't have I mean, we always had a great relationship, but then things came up and I never felt at peace with how we left each other.
Oh, she doesn't say anything. I didn't even know this was your mother-in-law because I thought you were friends. Really. I mean, that's how close I think your energy was compared to many other daughter-in-law and mother-in-law relationships. It definitely has a beautiful, friendly vibe. She doesn't think anything negatively about what the experiences were, the strife that you guys had. In fact, she says she wished she had listened to you. And she
No.
loves that you expressed your opinion, even though, because she's people who kind of are pushy in life, sometimes dying can be really hard because they don't know how to let go. They don't know how to surrender. And to die, you have to let go. Your energy has to leave your body. And we were holding on and holding on. Oh man, it's so hard when people leave the world like that. But she loves that I said that you guys feel like friends. She goes, I don't know why I worried about the boys so much. I mean, they're grown men and they have strong people in their lives, although everybody wishes we could all stay here forever. That's just not how Earth works. It just isn't. And she's very grateful that she got to see her family members grow up and, raise families and all of those things. So she's very happy about that. She's fine now. She doesn't think about any of it. She's kind of a little bit more embarrassed about some of the things that happened. And she and I are having a mental telepathic conference, which I always do when I'm talking to dead people. So it's like two conferences going on. My mouth is having one, my brain's having one. And I'm reminding her that when you go through harsh chemical treatments like that, it changes your mental perception. A lot of drugs, exhaustion, worn out, can't eat. I mean, you're not at your best for most people. It's very challenging and difficult. Yeah.
Is there any message she may have for my husband or his brother? Because I know they miss her.
Of course. I mean, she's a big force.
So much.
She was a big force. That she's proud. She's proud of everyone, but of course, she's very, very proud of both of them. She loves them deeply, and she's honored beyond imagination that she was able to be their mother. And for as long as she was their mom, she's just grateful. It was one of the greatest joys in her life.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. And she loves you. She kisses you all over your face.
Oh, that's so nice.
With lipstick marks. It's very cute.
Okay.
Okay. And she thanks you for calling in and asking these questions. She's really grateful that you did.
Oh, I have one other thing. About a year after she died, I believe she came and visited me. I was getting ready to go to bed, and I experienced something I'd never experienced before. And it was almost like somebody was showing me a very fast slideshow in my mind's eye of pictures of her as a young woman and maybe her 20s. Like they were like photographs, and she was like on vacation, and it was all over the world. And I'd never seen these photographs before. And so I felt very strongly that was her energy coming to me to let me know she was okay and was on the other side. And I don't know, is there any way to verify that
is
occurred?
100% accurate. A lot of times people come visit when we're sleeping or right as we're falling off to sleep because our consciousness is more relaxed and will allow the meeting to come in. She says, though, she was showing you those images to tell you how much fun it is on the other side for her. And she didn't know how else to share the adventures that she's now having. And it's a very joyful, she says, very joyful quantum experience of adventure. She loves it over there a lot.
Well, that's great. That makes me so happy.
Good.
Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
connecting us together.
Thanks for calling us, and have a beautiful day in New York.
Yeah, thanks, Christine, very much. 877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We'll take our break, and we'll be right back with more from Marie.
East West and Ananda present Joy is Within You, an afternoon immersion into a life of meditation and yoga. Saturday, May 6th from 11:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. in person in Bothell. Featuring a yoga demo, storytelling from ancient India, live music, meditation instruction, East-West and Ananda farm shopping, afternoon tea and refreshments, and a talk from UN Global Peace Ambassadors Naya Swamis Jyotish and Devi Novak to free yourself from worries, habits, and limiting beliefs. Learn more and register for this free event at anandawa.org.
Every person with a disability deserves equity in education, employment, and their community. Sherwood Community Services takes pride in serving all people with disabilities and their families since 1957, including in rural areas and non-native English-speaking communities. Sherwood provides service in Snohomish, Skagit, and Island counties. Sherwood is open for referrals for telehealth and virtual support for children and adults with disabilities. To find out more, visit sherwoodcs.org. Sherwood, believing in abilities.
Have something important to say? Want to help improve our world? Need to promote your business uniquely and effectively? KKNW is the answer. Our staff helps broadcasters and podcasters create professional sounding audio. Bring your talent and let our experts help you craft a radio show or podcast that best delivers your message. Learn more at 1150kknw.com. That's 1150kknw.com. KKNW, talk variety that's live and local.
The Marie Manuchehri Show is streamed live over the internet. So if you have friends or family members living outside of the Seattle area, wanting answers to life's questions, encourage them to listen to the show and to call into the show to talk with Marie. If you are interested in receiving guidance on an issue in your life, call Marie locally at 425-373-5527 or toll free at 1-877-825-8828 for her insight into your situation.
Alternative Talk 1150. It's good for what ails you. This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA.
I love that song because how much time did we spend worrying about things that never happen? I mean, it's a crime. It's literally criminal.
Such an open-ended question.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So many things.
So I think everybody knows my Reiki retreat, the immersion into Reiki is September 29th through October 1st. We are more than 50% sold on that retreat. So it's at beautiful St. Edward State Park in Kenmore, Washington, about 5-10 minutes from my house. I walk there every week. Beautiful trails throughout the entire facility. They also have a spa there. So if you're going to be traveling or you want to stay in the hotel, it's great. And of course, they have amazing food, and we're going to have beautiful food for lunch and snacks while we're there. And then I will be in person for the first time in I don't know how many years. I've learned to manifest through the power of self-love. Friday, May 12th, a 90-minute workshop to learn to manifest. And so you can either come in person or you can actually do it online. Just go to energyintuitive.com, and it's at the East-West Center for Self-Realization at the Ananda Blue Lotus Temple in Bothell. Also 5 minutes from my house. I'm like, this is heaven. I'm like, I'm going to go do stuff in person and I don't have to travel, which is really quite interesting. Yay.
Perfect. I was going to double back on the short travels, but we all like that no matter what.
Yeah, right.
877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. And we'll take Q calling in from Orange County, California. Hi, Q.
Hi, good morning, Marie and Benny.
Morning.
Thank you for taking my call.
Of course. What can I do for you?
Marie, my question is if you could please provide me with some insight to my highest and best good related to pursuing my career while caring for my grandmother.
Ooh. How sick is his grandma?
She's had cancer for the past 2 years.
Mm-hmm. So does she require a lot of work? Like, do you have to physically take care of her, help her move or transfer her, things like that?
She's doing a lot better, but she is mobile. She can do some care on her own, but my desire is to go to nursing school.
Aww.
So I'm just concerned about the workload and what's to come with her.
Do you guys live together?
No, but she lives close by, about 3 miles away.
So what could happen, so I loved being a nurse. I'm glad you're doing this post-COVID. I think it's going to be a lot smoother. And I feel so sorry for all the new graduates who got out of nursing school and had to deal with COVID. I mean, yikes,
Mhm.
because nobody was prepared. Our modern medicine community was not prepared for a pandemic. So good
Mhm.
choice. The good thing is you're going to have to do a lot of studying, a lot. So you can go study at grandma's,
Right.
right? Are you
Mhm.
doing a BSN program, 4 years, or associate's
It's
degree or diploma?
it's going to be an MSN program.
Okay, NSN. Okay, great. So yeah, I think it should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be fine. I think it's a good choice, and you'll just study with grandma.
Thank you. I appreciate your help.
You're welcome, and have fun. Enjoy your new career.
Thank you. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, thanks, Q, for calling into the show. 877-825-8828. We'll take now Shelly calling in from the Bellevue area. Hi, Shelly.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Shelly.
Hello, thank you. I am calling. I'm so excited to have gotten in touch, and thanks for taking my call. So I am really busy, and my schedule continues to build, and I thrive on being busy, but I think I've overdone it.
Yeah, I don't even
So
think you thrive on being busy. I think you're really good at distracting yourself.
distractions.
Yeah,
Is that-
that's
yeah.
what I think that you've learned. Well, if I just keep at this certain pace, I don't have time to, do this, do that, not undo this. Like it's like when I see a racehorse and they have those little guards on both of their eyes. Benny, do you know what those are called? They have those.
Blinders
Yeah, those
a little bit.
are they
She
blinders?
beat me to it.
Yeah.
I had mine on. I couldn't tell what you were talking about.
And so the horse isn't going to look at the other horses. It's just going to stay focused. That's what you
Yeah.
do. But then you can't be present. You can't have hobbies. You're not having fun. And I'm glad you're waking up to like, I don't actually really like this.
You're correct. Yes,
Yeah.
I want to change it.
Yay. So could you work 50% less than what you do right now?
Well, my work surprisingly is very flexible.
Okay.
It's demanding, but it's flexible, and I have all the power, and I get that. It's the other volunteer things that I've committed to.
Yeah, you got to quit all of those. All
Thank you.
of them. Every single one of them. And I just want to go back to your work thing. It's flexible, but then you said the word demanding. So there's no flexibility in demanding, and you're in charge. So just make sure that you're delegating appropriately. Since you're in
Yes.
charge, make sure, but get rid of all the volunteer stuff. Empathic people like yourself, you're an old soul, you're very empathetic. You don't need to learn about compassion. Let the younger souls volunteer. They need to go learn compassion, and they have the energy for it because their soul wants to learn about compassion. Old souls are great at compassion. They can do all that stuff, but it's like continuing on the same program. You have to learn self-care, self-love, self-appreciation, not taking care of everyone else.
You are so correct. I love
Thank
it.
you. Good. I'm so glad. So I gave you permission to do what you already know you need to do. So you don't need my permission. Just go do it.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It's just it's good advice on this beautiful day. So thank you.
Good. You're welcome. Have a beautiful day.
And you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Shelly, for joining this show. 877-825-8828. We'll travel back down to California to Oakland, and we have Colin joining us. Hi, Colin. Welcome to the show. And sorry about your Oakland Athletics bailing out. They're going to go to Las Vegas now, apparently.
Oh, I don't even know.
You didn't know that either?
So sorry to hear that. I didn't know. So,
There's news to you. That's okay. It happens.
Oh, is it a sports team?
Yeah, it's their baseball team.
Oh, so yeah, I'm not a sports person. Oh, so they're moving to Las Vegas?
Yep.
Oh. Well, Colin, if you need to go watch these guys,
there you go.
In their home court, you can go watch a few shows now in LA, right? Catch some J-Lo and whoever's
Whoever's
playing.
in the residency there, yeah.
That sounds great. What can I do for you?
Talking. I just wanted to call and check in on my energy. I called a couple months ago and I had a leak, and I just wanted to see how it's going.
Okay, I'm just finishing drawing it out. Was the leak in the fourth chakra? Do you remember?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
It was in the first.
Oh, yeah. I already drew out the first, but I didn't. Yeah. So you do still have a leak in your first, and you have a leak in your fourth. So
I do.
I know. I'm sorry. So clearly you did some of the things I said, because you're like, oh, I got to check in. My leak is going to be gone. Right? So
Yeah.
that's good. You did some things, but do you worry about other people or the planet, or what is your normal worry about if you worry?
Actually myself, to be honest,
Ooh,
but
why?
yeah, I used to worry about my parents, but I stopped doing that. So
Okay.
actually, since listening to you, so
Great. Could you stop worrying about yourself? Because that's what's creating some of these leaks,
okay,
right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't think I worry about myself, but I would say
Hmm.
if there was any worry, that would be it.
Hmm. Do you
So
worry about the ocean, um,
not really. I mean, it's always
politics?
no, I don't think
No?
so.
Hmm. So what
Yeah.
I'm hearing is that you're not conscious of what you're worrying about. So
Oh,
I would love
okay.
for you to and then you can call us back and let us know if this is true whenever you figure it out. I would love for you to spend some time this weekend just really resting in the lower half of your body, getting really
Mhm.
present. Maybe listen to some white noise because that usually calms the mind. And then just ask, out loud or silently, as if you're talking to your belly button, not your brain, but your belly button. Please express to me whatever's in my highest good about my thoughts.
Mm.
And let's see what comes up because I just don't think you're conscious of it. I know that when I was a mom, when my kids were little, um, I'm still a mom, but it's different. That I was one of those parents, and I really didn't have the consciousness of it till years later. I was always running around, "Are you okay? Oh my god!" I was just
Like
like one of those.
helicopter type. Yeah.
Yes, I was like that, and I really didn't have the consciousness till years later how stressful that was on my body, and so there's something you're just not aware of. Otherwise, I wouldn't see these leaks. And if you're not worried, but I think you are, um, there may be some just unhealed stuff in your childhood since we still have a leak in the first chakra. So please do this exercise and let's see what comes up.
Okay.
Okay, and then report back to
Great.
us once you get some information, and we'll see how what we can glean from that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, appreciate it.
All right. Have a good day.
Yeah, thanks, Colin. And let's see here. We're moving right along. Let's continue on. We'll take Maria calling in from the Seattle area. Hi, Maria. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Marie.
Hi.
Hi, Benny.
Hi.
That's my first time caller.
Oh, first time caller,
Aw.
long time listener.
Yeah. Thank you for calling in.
You're welcome. I was interested in finding out what my energy is doing, my chakras and my aura, and also what my guides have to tell me about my soul contract or my purpose.
Yeah, we don't really have what's called a soul contract. So at least that's what I believe. I believe that souls are independent contractors. Just like, well, Benny probably can describe this better. When athletes become independent and, then I don't know how they do, like they leave the NBA or they,
You mean after their not professional career?
no, like
After their
I've just heard about athletes who, I don't know, maybe they leave an agency and they become independent.
Oh, like without an agent, they just kind of,
Yeah.
well, it's obviously tougher. I mean, but
Yeah.
they can, I don't,
So souls
Yeah.
are like that. There isn't a contract that's holding you to anything that says you have to do this and you have to do it this
probably
way.
just contract. That's
Right.
probably what
There's
it is.
no contract. Zero contract. You have free will. You get to do whatever you want. So that's something that's extremely important in the evolution of human consciousness because so many humans think they have this contract. And then they think they have to do all of these things to actually finalize the contract, but no contract exists. You're a free agent. That was the term I was looking for, a free agent. So how do you feel when I say that?
Well, I still want the guidance about my purpose. I didn't necessarily feel like,
okay, great.
There's something I have to do, but just guidance on, everybody's given gifts and
everyone has gifts.
So I kind of wanted to
sure
find out where my talents and gifts lie.
So have you figured out what makes you I do have ideas, but have you figured out what makes you happy?
Well, it's always been, I've been pulled to want to help others for sure, share love, that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that can't be it. So I know that sounds terrible, but when you do what brings you purpose, even if it affects other people, it's because the action, the intuitive or awareness or the conscious action inside of you is what gives you purpose. So like the work I do not do it because it helps other people. That is not my driving force. I do it because I love to read energy. I love to see dead people. I love to talk about consciousness. That's what I really love. So when anyone says I do it, even when I was a nurse, I didn't do it to help people. I did it because I love the technology of it. I love medicine. I love putting in IVs. I loved working as a team of people, helping someone, recover. So you're missing the boat a little bit. It's going to be highly personal. It's not going to be about other people. Even if you work with other people, it's going to be about your relationship with yourself. Your energy is excellent. You're the first person I've drawn today who doesn't have a leak. You're taking energy in 6 of your chakras, not your 5th, but no leak. So all of your chakras are taking in energy. You know what this makes me think? You should explore energy medicine, explore that part of the world.
Okay. And how's my aura look?
I'm not going to have time to draw out your aura. That's just going to take me way too much time. Sorry. But I think you should start looking at energy medicine and be focused with what little things bring you joy. Don't look at the outside, look at the inside, and you're going to get enormous clarity. And you have a ton of energy. So whatever you do is you're going to put out a lot of energy. You're going to receive a lot of energy. You're like a socket. You just have stunning energy.
Cool.
Okay.
Great to hear. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate that.
Sure. Have a great day.
You too.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for joining the show. And we're moving right along yet again. And we'll take now Nicole calling in from Portland, Oregon. Hi, Nicole. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Of course. What can I do for you, Nicole?
I have a little medical mystery.
Ooh, I love it. My favorite. Yes.
Okay. So I have been showing signs of what they call Raynaud's with blue hands and cold hands. And for a while now, for a few years building up. And although I've made some life changes that I thought would affect these symptoms, there hasn't been any change.
Right. So it's an inflammatory process. It's going to be related to your heart chakra. So the heart chakra, and you do have a leak in that vortex. You also have a leak in the first, like Colin, I believe, had a leak in both of those vortices as well. So the heart chakra moves all the blood in all of your vessels, right? So the root chakra, where you're also having a leak, has it governs all the properties of the blood, including bone marrow. And you do have a leak in both of them. And really the first chakra is always a form of arthritis. And of course, this is a form of arthritis. But it's the biggest culprit here, although both chakras are involved, is your heart chakra, because you're not getting enough blood into your extremities. So it's not keeping it warm, right? You're not getting enough circulation. And it's getting cold and stifled and then painful. There's actually, I love YouTube. I really do. I watch all kinds of things on YouTube. It's very weird. And I follow this one physician. Of course, I don't remember his name. I'm not great at names. But he talked about this really cool enzyme. If you write into the website, Jen will force me to get online, and she'll remind me, and to find this doctor and find this one enzyme. It works great for inflammation. You have to take it on an empty stomach. And what it does is it destroys or breaks down certain proteins that should not be in the body that lead into inflammatory process, and has a lot to do with any form of arthritis. So I think it's going to work. You have to take it on an empty stomach. I'll give you the link to his video so you can watch the whole thing and look at the different. He doesn't sell the products. He just recommends different products that are sold by different manufacturers. And it's really cheap. I think it was like $10 for the bottle or something like that. So does that sound good?
Yes, that does sound good. It's an interesting thing for me to realize that it's a heart chakra related thing.
So you have a large leak in the fourth vortex, which means you're not a great receiver. I'm sure you're a great giver. I'm sure you're very kind, but you are not good at receiving. And so we need energy just like everyone else on the planet does. And then you have a leak in your first vortex, which is also, I always think the first and the fourth those are the two chakras I don't want to see a leak in anyone's body, because it does typically lead to some form of disease. Not always, but typically. So you need to be more grounded. You need to pull up more earth energy. You need to fall in love with you. And you need to realize you're worthy and deserving of every subatomic particle that could possibly come into your physical form, and let it work for you.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Everything I just said?
It does. I'll keep at it.
Okay, good. And then write into energyintuitive.com, and then we will, since I hook up my Wi-Fi, once the guys get the flooring out of my office, then I'll write you back. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Have a good day.
Yeah, thanks for joining the show, Nicole. 877-825-8828. We'll take now Arlene calling from the California area. Hi, Arlene. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
We're great. Thanks.
Yes, we're great. What can I do for you?
Yeah, really thank you for all the wonderful things that you do. I'd like to have a reading.
Okay.
And trying to find my direction.
Oh, okay. I love that. And as soon as you said that, you know what I felt was this, it's very heart centered for you. Wouldn't you agree? Your direction is, it's like, it's almost like a calling. I don't know, almost like the universe is calling you. It's going, Arlene, over here. And you're like, where? They're Arlene. I mean, I can relate to that experience. Is that how you feel that it's happening? Do you feel it's like that?
Yes.
But you
Yes,
don't know what
right.
it is, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So here's your homework assignment, a couple of them. First of all, I want you to stay out of that fear of, I'm never going to figure it out. I'm never going to understand it. What are they talking about? Where am I supposed to go? Because as long as you stay in that energy, you're pushing it away. You already can feel the universe calling you. That's excellent. So what needs to happen is you need to be calm and relax and receptive so that the energy can come forward. Have you ever done any form of art before?
I used to play music, and I did recently start trying to do art.
Good.
Drawing.
Okay, good. Could you take a couple classes in art?
Yes.
And I'm not saying that that's the thing. It's possible, but what I know for sure, it will get you to the thing.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
So you
It needs to help open me up.
Yeah, it's not that you're open, you're just scared. Most people are scared of their magnificence. And we think that we're more scared of failure, poverty, loneliness, health issues. But no, humans to me are like cockroaches. We can handle all the hard stuff, but we're not great at really allowing our magnificence to shine. And that's what you're afraid of. You're already hearing the universe. You're already feeling it. You're on track. That's exciting. You need to get quiet and say, this is what I used to say, and I still do whenever the universe asks me to do something different. Like, really? I can't do that anymore? What? Like, it's always like if people have noticed, if you go to my website, it's really hard to get an appointment. And that's because I'm moving away from seeing clients. The universe, I don't feel energized like I used to. So now I'm only seeing 3 or 4 a week. And even that doesn't fully energize me. So probably by 2025, I'm not going to be seeing clients. I'm going to let people write in and ask a question. But that's it, that's and it's scary when you have to change your whole life or something that you've been doing for a long time. It's scary.
So will it help for me to just sit in my backyard and talk to my trees?
Yes. And say to them, I know I'm scared, but I'm ready to receive my magnificence. Thank you so much for helping me. I'm so grateful for our connection. And then get quiet and relax and imagine that the wind is just moving into every pore of your body, because that's going to help you to be receptive in your energy.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds wonderful. Thank you for helping.
You're so welcome. And I'm so happy for you. You're on the path. You're doing great. You're doing great. You're welcome.
Thanks, Arlene, for joining the show from California. 877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show number. Or if you want more information about her, energyintuitive.com. Let's do this. Let's take Wani calling in from New Jersey area. Hi, Wani. Welcome to the show.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes, Wani, we can hear you.
It's so much fun to talk to you guys. So this, I'm just going to jump right in here.
This is always a good idea. Yeah.
I been told that I'm clair-knowing.
Yeah.
But I don't know
what that means.
Exactly what it means, because it doesn't always happen. So
yeah.
So what happens is that, and since I've been a kid, I was like, oh, I was just thinking about you, and then someone would connect, right? And I just thought that's what it was like for everybody. But now what happens is someone who has just crossed over, like boom, they're almost standing in front of me.
Congratulations.
I see a picture of them.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Well, it's a little crazy, because every time you think on somebody, you're like, oh no, did they just cross over, or am I just thinking of them? Or
Right.
they
No,
send me
well,
a message?
the same thing happens to me. If someone just pops in my head, I'm like, huh, that's interesting. I wonder what's going on. I don't always think that they just died, but that is an
Okay.
option.
That's good.
That is an option. I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder why they're in my head. And then I let go of the wonder and I get excited that the universe is sending me a telegram. It's sending me information. And then within a few hours or a few days, I'm like, oh, that's why they were on my radar. Oh, so yes, you are gifted. You are a clairvoyant. The knowingness is what every psychic wants. In truth, we don't care whether we see it, hear it, or feel it. We just want to know what the information is, right? So, what I would recommend, you already have the skill, you were born this way. Everyone has an intuitive ability, but some people have maybe a stronger intuitive ability than others. Like just some people play the piano better than others, or some people are better at sports than others. Of course, practice. If you want to be an athlete and you have some talent, you have to practice, right? So practice is extremely important. But for someone like yourself, it just naturally happens. We want it to happen also more consciously. So I want you to get out of your head. I say this a million times a day, I believe, and rest in the lower half of your body. Start feeling your feet, your legs, your glute muscles. You want to have your energy far away from the mind, because even though the third eye resides in the brain, intuition doesn't originate in the brain. It comes from your emotional response system, and it's more connected to the lower half of your body. So start hanging out there, and I think, wow, major awarenesses are going to come through. But don't just assume that everyone that pops in your head is dead. It could be, right? It's possible, but it is a message. There is something important. Otherwise, you would not have gotten that visualization. And I love that dead people just pop up for you and you can start talking to them. And when dead people come, they come for us. They typically don't need any help at all. They're already dead. They're on the other side. They're talking to God. They're having a great time. They're happy as can be. But they come here for us to help us or help their loved ones. So let them help you.
Okay. So then when all of these people present themselves to me, or am I just supposed to say, oh, hi,
yes,
accept it?
That's what I do.
And then walk away and take them with me?
Yeah, they just follow you around.
Say, what are you trying to, am I searching for
no,
the message?
I wouldn't.
Just let it go.
I would just be receptive. So when we start forcing to look for something, we're pushing it away. So often before I'm going to talk to a client about a dead relative, they show up at my house. They help me with laundry, or they stand there while I'm washing dishes. I don't know who they are, but I just smile at them and, oh, yay, someone's hanging out with me. And then I start talking to their loved one, and then they show up. I'm like, oh, you're related to this person. Oh, thanks for showing up early. So I think you're going to get the information that you need, but you just need to relax about it.
Okay. So I was present. I was almost involved in a fatal accident. There were three cars, one of which the gentleman died. The other car, it was his fault. They hit head on. Luckily, they went to the left and they didn't come to me. So I was there present right after the thing. So my initial thing, I just started to pray. I was talking to them. It was horrible, but I started talking to them, and I don't know if all of this, you said it's I was born with this, because now I'm always present where there's accidents.
Yeah, right.
It gets to the point where I'm like, I'm not turning around, or I'm not stopping, because it's like it got for a while. It was like a joke. I always happen to be there. Right.
You can just pray whenever you want to. You can pray whenever you want to. People die every day, and they die in multiple different ways. And you're just more present about it because you see dead people. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Wani from New Jersey. And that will do it.
Oh my gosh. Today. It was very fast. It was very fun to be in the studio with both you and Jen. It was super fun.
Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you. Who knows? Maybe I'll start driving in on Thursday mornings. We'll see how it goes. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the show and calling in. And if you want to hang out with me in person or do a class, go to energyintuitive.com. Bye-bye for now.